2012 Screenies. Normally these take place inside my mum's living room, but this year we thought we'd try something different.
This is the third annual celebration of all the best games of the year that Alan's played, and the one game of the year that I've played, so let's get right into it, our first category. Ever since Eve first laid eyes on Adam playing Custer's Revenge, pixels have titillated our minds and teased our bodies. Our first award, the most erotic shape in an interactive context, recognises this, and the nominees are
Thomas Was Alone, Naked Tetris, and Super Hexagon.
And the winner is...
Begin. Line.
Imagine you're riding a bike. You don't talk about it in terms of I move my left foot and then I move my right foot. It's just this kind of thing that you build up. Likewise, Super Hexagon is such a simple game. There's only really two things to do. You can only move left and right. It's difficult to see how it could be more simplistic. Because it's an easy enough thing to master, then you develop this incredible sense of concentration. It's kind of like whenever you're riding a bike, you don't remember the fact that you were falling off your bike over and over and over again. What you remember is whenever you first were able to control yourself and you coasted along into the distance. I think it's interesting that people have said it reminds them of death, and people have said it's about being reborn. Because it requires such a level of concentration, you kind of get into this mindset, you're kind of in the zone and then you focus on whatever the task at hand is. But because you're so focused, it also frees up your mind to do other things. And if you get into this level of deep concentration, it's almost like you're meditating on the hexagon. So I remember after I'd been playing it for a couple of days that I finally cleared the hexagon stage. At that point, it was like, I think it was probably one of my favourite gaming experiences of the year. Hexagon, you've already seen everything within the first 5 seconds essentially. So you're only getting slightly further each time, and it does stuff like it rewards you with more of the music or getting a higher score. It's very good at giving you auditory and visual feedback. You don't need to like struggle with it the way you would struggle with Dark Souls. You don't need to fight for hours to get 5 minutes of pleasure. You sort of fight for 30 seconds, all the while enjoying yourself. Every time you play it again, every new iteration, you're getting slightly better and faster. Then it gets to the point where you're just kicking yourself because you did something stupid. And it's not that the game's being unfair to you, it's just you're just not good enough. So in that sense, you don't feel like in a Dark Souls or Spelunky way that you haven't figured this out yet, or the game's withholding anything from you, because there's nothing to withhold. It's just you, a couple of bits of flashing box, and your own skills, and that's what I really love about it.
Again. Line. Excellent. Game over.
The single greatest honour that any game can receive is to be the one current release that Craig played this year. But there's also a lot of games that Craig played that came out last year, and tonight we crown our winner. This is the Best Game of Last Year of the Year award. And the nominees are...
Trine 2, Batman, Arkham City, Deus Ex, Human Revolution.
And the winner is... Why are you shocked? You picked it.
That's true.
Batman Arkham City is a wonderful achievement and a great example of the good things that happen when you have the right people in the right room. Now, it's one of the things that separates the Batman games to the Batman films that have come out. The games seem much more aware of the rich history to Batman. Not just the comics, but in particular the animated series. And it's that man right there, Paul Dini, one of the writers who was brought in to write the original Arkham Asylum game, and he returns now for the sequel. Now, Paul Dini gave us Mr. Freeze as we know him, gave us Harley Quinn as well. So one of the great things is that all the villains sound right. We have Kevin Conroy returning as Batman and his alter ego Bruce Wayne. One of the things the films didn't really get right in my mind. Bruce Wayne is the affectation, Batman is who he is. And of course we have Mark Hamill returning as the definitive Joker. And when Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill are on the same screen, it's as magical now in the game as it was back then. Arkham City benefits so greatly from the seeds that were sown in Arkham Asylum, namely how economical they were with their rogues gallery. In Arkham Asylum there were a lot of notable exceptions. It was split more or less in half. So this time round we've got the Riddler, we've got Two-Face and Mr. Freeze to encounter for the first time, in amongst some of the lesser known characters. So they get the villains right, but more importantly than that, Rocksteady once again get Batman right. You're stopping petty criminals in amongst the big baddies. You are the greatest detective while you're solving the Riddler puzzles. Once again, the pacing between action, exploration and puzzles is as graceful as Half-Life 2. Rocksteady are up there with Valve in my books. In particular, the battle with Mr. Freeze is really reminiscent of the fight you have against the End in Metal Gear Solid 3. What I mean by that is this is a battle that you come at with so many options, everything in your bat belt you can use, and it's so empowering. And that's what a superhero game should be empowering. You are Batman by the end of this, and nothing in 2012 entertained me more than Arkham City.
And so it ended for both ex-billionaire Cameron Kaiser and the Joker.
Bah! Enough of this rubbish!
Hey!
We were watching that!
The strength of a lead character often depends on their accompaniment. The Joker to Batman, Holmes to Watson, the giant worm to Marcus Phoenix.
In video games, the supporting actor is often played by other people, or friends, or family. This award for Best Supporting Actor in a Multiplayer Game recognises that, and the nominees are
That smart-assed kid who just killed me in Halo 4, Man-child sniper who is clearly cheating in Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and Complete Stranger in Journey.
And the winner is...
Our expectations of games are changing. The question, what is a game, has replaced, are games art, as the essay topic I am least likely to read in future. That game company's journey has no way to fail, no high scores, no competitive elements. It's almost like those crazy developers were trying to make a game that goes beyond those things, like they were making a work of art or something. With the rise of indie games in 2012, what we put inside the real game box continues to evolve. Journey thinks outside the box by never placing itself inside of one. It's a digital pilgrimage, a shared exploratory adventure, an interactive fantasia. Partners come and go in this world and join you on the journey, surfing across sand dunes and exploring the ruins of a forgotten civilization. More than anything, it's a game about relationships. Players join randomly and, without voice or text chat, you learn to communicate in a way you never have before. Maybe that's why games writers shrug their shoulders and call Journey an amazing experience, or something wishy-washy like that. We're used to writing about mechanics, not feelings, and this is a game packed full of them. Every dancing magic carpet and every note of the Grammy-nominated soundtrack combines to stir the senses, taking us beyond our preconceptions of play. You could argue that it's lacking in substance, that your journey only lasts a few hours, but you're measuring its worth by the wrong metric. It has a depth of emotion that few games care to attempt. Is Journey a game? You know, I don't really care, because whatever it is, I love it.
For our next award, we hand over now to our foreign correspondent who shot this piece out on location.
He's not returning our phone calls, but we did receive this tape in the post, so we're going to air it unedited. Take it away, Carlos.
Miami. 2012 has been the year of the gratuitous headshot. From Olympic boxers duking out in London to the assassination of Osama bin Laden. Even the BBC's coverage of the Queen's Jubilee had some. But yet, it was Hotline Miami who came into the year late, probably drunk, swaggered up and took the Tarantini for skull-crushing excellence in a video game. And yet, you look at it and it's got the mix of Smash TV's frenetic action and GTA's also seediness. But in fact, Hotline Miami might actually be what it's like to be a psychopath in a really good rave. Simple brutality with brutal simplicity. As soon as you start playing and you see the screen start to tilt, you get that feeling that everything's slightly unhinged, slightly off kilter. And that ties into your psyche as you play it. Every mission begins the same. Go to this place, kill absolutely everyone inside. It's one-hit kills, rapid-fire enemies, and as soon as you go around the corner, it doesn't matter if you're trying to be cautious or whether you're just going in chaotic.
every fight, you're just grasping to get a little bit more control over the impending doom that surrounds you. I mean, it's infectious. One hit kills for your enemy and yourself, and everyone is your enemy. Should be terrible, but they've got that respawn mechanic from Super Meat Boy, so you're back in instantly. Oh, you've gone around the corner, you're dead, you're back in instantly. You know to wait at that corner. Yeah, it's infectious, alright. You always get this digital bloodlust, and then you finally get up to that last enemy and you take him out, and the music drops. You sober up. You have to walk out the way you came in, except now you're going past all the carnage, all the corpses that you put there. Then after that, maybe you go get a film, go get some pizza. You go back to your flat, you wake up in the morning, get a phone call, and you do it all again. To put it in perspective, not since Portal has a video game snuck in story in such an emergent way. There's twisted psyches, split timelines if you believe it, and a world that actually knows that you're there. Establish the pattern, break the pattern. Little by little, it gets less safe with each mission. Now, when you're trying to get in to take out your hit, turns out you're now the one who's going to be hit and you have to protect yourself. Establish the pattern, break the pattern. See, Hotline Miami is so stylish in the story that it tells that you don't really mind that the story it's telling is utter garbage. You forgive a lot of things. You forgive the boss fights, which are just far too hard. You forgive the fact that there's random placement of enemies and locations, so sometimes you just don't really have a chance. But because it's so quick and so addictive, you're just going to forgive it anyway. You forgive a lot of things. It's an unforgivable game in terms of its brutality and its simplicity. It's absolutely fantastic. 2012 has indeed been...
Right. The ending made no sense. How do we get the video? And what's golf got to do with it? In The Walking Dead, no one is safe. Every character is expendable.
It's a game that breaks from the usual good versus bad decision making, because here there only really are bad decisions.
And bad people, which is everyone. I mean, they're going to be doing what they think is for the best, but you know, that's what's going to happen to you when you play this game. You'll make bad decisions for what you think are the right reasons.
What'd they get this time?
Looks like a rabbit.
That's another meal lost. I still can't believe we went through all that commissary food in 3 months.
I'm so hungry, Lee. I hope I get to eat soon.
It's a story that bends rather than branches. The writing isn't just top quality, but it's really natural. None of the conversations feel contrived.
And the bulk of your decisions will be made by talking to people, not in your actions, not what you do, but when you talk, and there's always a certain amount of time pressure that you're under in order to respond to them.
Saying nothing is always a choice, but it's not always clear what the repercussions will be.
A lot of the joy came from the fact that we played this in episodic installments. I mean, we all went through this at the same pace, at the same rate, and we could then discuss how it played out for each of us while we were going through.
The fact that it's episodic means you can play it in delicious bite-sized chunks. It's a game that's respectful of my time, which is great because now I have a job and I don't have much time left to play games.
Even though you play installment, there's this growing tension around you. As you build your group, you start to suspect that, you know, maybe this guy's just got a turn on me.
It's something everyone can get torn into and devour, because you don't need a powerful computer or a lot of skills. It's more about using your brains. Your delicious brains.
Telltale games are, of course, the king of episodic gaming. And this new game, this Walking Dead, is an evolution of their style, but you know, it's true to them. It's true to their ethos and their own. I'll be back in a tick, mate, right?
It's faithful in tone to the comic books, and it's also its own entity compared to the TV series. It makes the most out of being a game. I mean, you could say it's just an interactive movie, but that's actually the perfect thing
For the story they're trying to tell.
I mean, for all these reasons and the ones we talk about in the podcast, Walking Dead's our game of the year. And it was a game of the year from the second we saw it. Wouldn't you agree, Alan? As for for watching the Screenies. We're alright. Just leave reviews on iTunes, check the website.